Thank you. Thank you, Judy, for the warm introduction. And yes, we talked about dress code when I arrived. She looked at me and says, I had slacks on earlier, and I thought you always wear a dress. I went home and put a dress on. I was like, okay, we're lucky we're out of pajamas so after this last year. So this is dressed up for me these days. So don't ever worry about that, Judy. We're into slacks. We're into casual, and the shirt looks great, Supervisor. It looks. I don't care. I don't care what Judy says. You know, you got to give respect to your local supervisor. So it's a Supervisor Russell. Thank you for hosting us in your community, and I'm really excited about this. I have traveled a little bit. Not that I'm counting every mile, but I actually am 15.5 times around the Earth. 15.5. I think, yeah, maybe to the moon and back too. I haven't figured out the moon calculation, but one of my favorite journeys is truly to this community. Because first of all, it's not just the natural beauty, which is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. I just came by the state park. Fred, nice job. It looks spectacular, already crowded. Stopped by the hotel downtown just to see if people were there. It was packed for breakfast down on the waterfront. Checked in on Captain Bill's, where we were there last December, when I said I'm going to be back for a lot more ribbon cuttings. And I know Tim was there too, and Tim has presided over many of these events. And Lori DiNardo was there, and great representatives we've had. But I also just love the fact that not only is it so beautiful, but there is a sense of possibility here. And when I talk to someone like a Mike Printup, who, you know, we're always thinking about Mike when we hear these wonderful noises. These are beautiful noises, because if you don't hear them, it means something is not happening. And we're so happy that people are back to come to the Glen and to understand that this area has the most diverse opportunities to have fun. Very few places in this country can host a world-class NASCAR operation. This track has been phenomenal for this community. But the natural beauty, the lakes, the wineries, the distilleries. You may have heard I came back here with my husband a few times, and so yes, I'm a connoisseur of all the Seneca Lake wineries and breweries and distilleries. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to support the local economy, right? So it's one of my responsibilities. It's in my charter as Lieutenant Governor. I have to sample all the wineries and breweries. But I have been here a lot, and that's because when I plan out my opportunities and where I want to go, I always say, when am I getting back to this area? And Judy, you have made it special. You've made me feel part of the family. Your work has been extraordinary, and everyone on the REDC, I thank you for your vision. Thank you for holding with us during this most difficult year we ever could have imagined. You could not have written a script for the year we've had. No one could have imagined it. It would have been considered sci-fi and surreal and just totally fiction. But we lived through it, and we survived. And without overusing the wonderful word dawn, I want to say we are on the dawn of a new era. And it's people like Dawn who brought us here today, who a decade ago discovered this concept of glamping. And she decided that the great state of New York needed to have this as one of its many attractions. But she did it by herself. She did it with guts, determination, a sense of I'm not going to be stopped, even during a pandemic, when everything that you planned for just blew up, whether it's the cost of wood going up 4 times, I mean, everything, you know, finding workers during a pandemic, you kept it on path. And that's why we are here, to celebrate this new dawn of an era, where we're going to say there is nothing that'll stop the people of this region when they want to do it. And as a result, not only will this region prosper and draw people from around the globe, because this is a one-of-a-kind experience, but also it's a place of pride for all New Yorkers. So Dawn, thank you for bringing us here today. It's a completion of a $1.9 million outdoor experience resort. I love that phrase, outdoor experience resort. You know why I love that phrase so much? Because I never had a glamorous outdoor experience. Never. I grew up camping. I've been to many of our state parks in a musty tent that wasn't put together properly, and usually the poles didn't fit, and they kind of came down on us. A tent made for 2, crammed with 4 of us, my 2 kids, my husband and I, because we couldn't afford the bigger tents. It was our cheap family vacation when I was growing up with a lot of kids and even my own children. So that was our experience, and it was fun. Looking back now, it was fun, even on those rainy mornings when you're supposed to make pancakes in an outdoor frying pan on a open fire, and they burn and then they're soggy because there's about an inch of water in them and your kids don't want to eat them, but that's all you have. I mean, I've been there. So I am so looking forward to this whole new experience of civilized experience in the outdoors with a pillow and a blanket. It sounds good, sounds great. So what you've achieved here is extraordinary. And I'm so proud that the Regional Economic Development Council supported your vision. They brought the ideas to the state. It was one of the projects funded through the DRI. The 48 acres here are just phenomenal. And I know there's tremendous potential. I think you've used about 6 for the tents, this living area. But the trails, the outdoor experience that you can create here and create the synergies with what people do here and then bring them into the community and tell them to spend their money like I always do. I'm always buying something here. My husband says, you're back from Watkins Glen. Let's see what you brought this time. And I hope there's some cannolis, too. I always bring cannolis back for him. So we talked last year about staycations. We didn't even have this to offer. When we had our staycation, and Mike hosted us at the Glen, we had an opportunity to bring together all the really hard-hit restaurants and hotel owners and all the local businesses who were just getting clobbered during this pandemic because nobody was coming. But Dawn kept going. Dawn kept going through all this. We had those conversations, and now, a year later, we can launch this new era. It's going to be fabulous, and I am very proud that we were able to support this with our $385,000 Market New York Capital Grant from ESD through I Love New York. And I just want to tell you, this is an example for what can happen when you have true believers, passionate people, strong-willed women in particular, like Dawn, who can make things happen. And that's why we are here. We're so proud, and I want to thank ESD. Having Ross Levi here is also a statement of our state priorities, that we are going to feature this, and we have. He's the marketing guru for the state. So him being here and looking around and through his eyes seeing how I'm going to promote this, got this plan, you got the marketing plan in your head already, right? I can feel it. This is who you need, the partners like Ross and his entire team. This is how we elevate us in this post-pandemic era. And I'm telling you, my friends, there is no stopping us. There's nothing we can't do, and we'll do it together. Thank you very much.
Yep.